Is Mr. D'Esposito, the gentleman from New York, for his 5 minutes question.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses this morning. It seems that the other side of the aisle is talking about making this impeachment about politics. And I will tell you that this has absolutely nothing to do with politics and everything to do with the American people. Ms. Pearlstein, you mentioned in the recording that our chairman played that the founding fathers talked, and what they described in the Constitution is not what we focus on right now always. You, quote, said, serious offenses against the public trust could lead to an impeachment. So, Mrs. Dunn, do you believe that what has occurred and what happened to your daughter and other teenagers and Americans throughout this country just like her, do you believe that that is a serious offense against the public trust?
Yes. My border not being secure is a serious offense. Other legislators worried about other people from other countries instead of my own is a serious offense. I take great offense to that. I think you need to be worried about us.
Thank you. And Ms. Nobles, the same question. Do you feel that what happened to your daughter and the crimes that have been committed against Americans by individuals who have illegally crossed our border, do you think that those are serious offenses against the public trust?
Yes, definitely.
So Secretary Mayorkas and his failed border policies have placed all Americans in danger. Every state is a border state, and every state has seen the impact of the crisis at our southern border. It's what we've outlined over the 5 phases in this committee. Proud to be a retired NYPD detective, having spent a career upholding my oath to protect and serve the places that I kept safe. That solemn oath is now that much harder for law enforcement throughout this country, have been put on the front lines of this crisis as a direct result of the failed policies of Secretary Mayorkas. As I just stated, every state is a border state. And Ms. Nobles, your daughter was tragically murdered in Maryland, well over 1,000 miles from the southern border. I know that the man who murdered your daughter was a well-known MS-13 gang member. In 2018, President Trump came to Long Island with then Congressman Peter King to discuss MS-13 and the heinous crimes they commit both on Long Island and throughout this country. You see, back then we had an administration who actively worked to find solutions to the issues occurring at our southern border. They worked with law enforcement to make sure that they had the tools necessary to protect and serve their communities. And now we have Secretary Mayorkas, who have put all Americans in danger. In Nassau County, we have identified 271 MS-13 members. Ms. Nobles, do you believe that Secretary Mayorkas has taken adequate measures to ensure MS-13 members and other members of criminal organizations are not able to enter this nation illegally?
No, absolutely not.
Ms. Dunn, just this morning, I spoke with Commissioner Pat Ryder, who's the commissioner of the Nassau County Police Department. My district, well over thousands of miles from the southern border, is still seeing dozens of overdoses each week with drugs flowing from our southern border. We know that it takes an incredibly small amount of fentanyl to kill someone and harm families and communities. Do you know the amount of fentanyl that killed your daughter?
Sir, my daughter used 1/2 of one tablet that she believed was Percocet. In that 1/2 of one tablet, there was 5 milligrams of fentanyl, enough to kill 2.5 people.
2.5 people.
Correct.
In 5 milligrams.
Yes.
And since Mayorkas has been the Secretary of Homeland Security, 25 billion milligrams of fentanyl has come across our southern border and unfortunately has killed many others tragically, just like your daughter.
Yes.
It is very clear that America and the people who live here are at risk, and Secretary Mayorkas deserves to be impeached because he has committed serious offenses against the public trust of the United States of America. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentleman yields. I now recognize